Hello and good morning. You're welcome to another edition of Naija Women in Business. It's always a pleasure to be able to be a part of this program, and I hope you will join us. I hope you'll take up the volume and sit back and join the conversation. Most likely on Twitter at Titithedynamite or at Naija Women in Biz. That's Naija Women in B-I-Z. This program was just designed for women to be able to share their experiences, tell their stories of how they started their businesses, how they've been able to hold on to the reins of their business and lead it towards greatness. Some people have had more challenges than success. Some people have had more success than challenges. But the truth is, everyone has a story to tell. In the building with me this morning, I have someone with a really long title. I'm going to take a deep breath. Her name is Mrs. Janet Adetu. Did I get that right?
You got that right, Titi. Thank you.
Janet Adetu. Okay. I've never heard of Adetu before. Where is that from? Do you know?
Interestingly, it's from Shagam. That's an area in the part of Ijebu land.
Really? Shagam.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So she is the CEO of her own certified corporate image and professional business etiquette company, or should I call it a consortium, or what should I call it?
It's a consortium.
Consortium,
Of,
okay.
Various aspects of etiquette for corporate organizations, individuals, and professionals in general, including youths as well. So it's a
Okay.
consortium.
Okay. So I'm thinking now, business etiquette, how I speak to my boss, how I treat my colleagues, how I address issues of international, importance. For instance, how I talk to international clients. I'm thinking translators. I'm thinking how to manage a client that comes to visit you from another country. I don't know. I'm thinking so many things, but I think I need you to redirect my mind on what, you actually do.
Well, thank you, Titi. Thanks for having me over as well. Basically, what we do, we train in professional image, protocol, and leadership skills. And
Okay.
generally what we do is we try to ensure that, assist really,
Okay.
corporate organizations, individuals, diplomats, and professionals on how best to grow their business through
Okay.
image projection, branding, impression management, and generally leadership,
Okay.
which is really important today in the global world that we live in.
It sounds kind of complicated, more complicated than just the word etiquette. But I think etiquette is a lot broader than I thought.
Yeah.
You know, when I think etiquette, I think sit up straight. I think, wearing the right outfit to the right occasion. I think, when to smile, when not to smile, when to be firm, when not to be firm. That's what I think of when I think of etiquette. Am I wrong?
No, you're not, Titi. You're actually very right. Generally speaking, the layman would see etiquette in general as something to do with manners, politeness,
Okay.
saying your pleases and your thank yous, which is in fact correct. But etiquette is definitely more than that. It's quite a powerful, practical, and profitable skill that everybody needs to hold on to.
Okay.
It's something that we use generally to build our relationships, okay? They're guidelines, they're not rules or regulations. They are what we use to create the panache advantage. That's what we use in business.
Panache advantage.
Yes.
So
and
it's like
that is
an
another
edge.
word,
right?
a competitive edge.
Okay.
What are you trying to do? You're trying to build your personal and professional relationships and boost your image for success today. And what we tend to tell people is that it's not enough for you to have the technical skills
Okay.
or the experience or the knowledge that you learned in the university to succeed in the job that you're doing, to have a
Okay.
job, keep a job, and sustain that job. You actually need to invest in your soft skills, and that's what will actually make you stand out from the crowd and give you that upper edge.
I'm thinking that's what will divide someone that does just ordinary, promotions and branding than someone that's known for promotions and branding. For instance, you have companies like Leke Alda. He has a really fantastic brand, behind him, and he's well known for it.
Right.
I think maybe etiquette is probably what would define him from just the average branding consultant in VI or even in Surulere or in Ikeja. I'm thinking there's so many different companies like that. But then when you hear of a name like that, it's because of the etiquette he's put in place that you would,
Oh, definitely.
you would recognize him more probably.
Yes, I mean, he's chosen what I would say an aspect of etiquette, because branding is what we would use to be able to create our personal or professional image. So he's gone in depth, or anybody who's into branding will go further into depth as to how to bring out that brand in you or your organization. Etiquette encompasses everything else, including branding, the image. It's basically the way you mix and mingle, how you build and sustain relationships, how you wield your fork in terms of dining.
Really?
How you get along with other people, yes. And
I've talked about that before, the manners thing, that's
Absolutely.
table manners, basically.
It's a combination of being able to communicate, negotiate, and motivate others around you. And it's just a better way to live, a better way to do your business. Because, the society that we live in today is extremely competitive. Let's look at banks, for instance. Many banks out there, we have the choice to choose which bank we want to place our money in. But you see, that bank we choose has to have something that's a little bit different from what the others have. Maybe the staff are more polite. Maybe they're more engaging.
Maybe they pay me more attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's all about putting all those facts together, and that's what indeed we call soft skills. Okay.
I'm thinking now, this seems like a really broad thing. Did you go through some educational training to get to this stage, or it was something you just fell in love with and then decided to pursue?
Interestingly, I'm a chartered accountant by profession.
Wow. Bello blessing. There are a lot of chartered accountants
absolutely.
out there.
I'm actually a fellow with the ACCA.
Okay. Wow.
And I did start off my career working for KPMG and Ernst & Young.
Wow.
Yes, so I do have a lot of corporate experience.
Those are some big names.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I can actually, resonate with what it takes to be working in a corporate environment. Okay, and it's based on that I saw a lot of things missing in employees. Okay, and how they project their business and how they are the face of the organization with which they work for. Reputation is key for any organization. And who are their capital assets? They are the employees. How do you project your business? And even if you're in a business of your own, how do you project your business? I mean, how do you carry yourself? How do you project your image? How do you really want people to engage in business with you, whether you're selling a product or a service? So generally speaking, it's just a set of guideline rules as to how to create your personal and professional relationships in harmony. And those relationships should be harmonious, productive, manageable, and of course meaningful.
Of course, everybody wants to in the end make money.
Absolutely.
Does this actually have a straightforward equals to profit?
Absolutely.
It
and
does.
I say this because it's all about professional image, how you carry yourself, your social graces. For instance, you are projecting your business, whether it's yours or an organization that you work for. You really want people to buy into what you're selling. Okay, so when you come to or you meet a client, do you look approachable? Do you look authoritative? Do you look like you know what you're talking about, such that you convince that client enough to want to engage in business with you? And that's what it's all about. If you appear to me as somebody who looks scruffy and kept, you can't communicate well, I can't hear what you're saying, I'm not really likely going to want to do business with you because you're not selling the skill. It's like you want me to place my money in your bank and you don't really look presentable to me. I'm not too sure what will happen to my money along the line. It's all about the professional image that we create.
I have to ask you something now. When you met me this morning,
Right.
what was your first impression of me?
Excellent. Interestingly enough, you were very friendly.
Okay.
I hadn't met you, but because of the way you approached me, I guessed who you were. And I did ask you, you must be Titi.
Yes.
Because you were very friendly and approachable. Okay, and that's very important and warm. So you already set the tone for today.
Thank you. I'm lucky.
Well
Okay,
done.
thank you. All right. In terms of, different types. There's so many different types of companies now. Right. I know I'm sort of digressing, but I'm thinking now, if you were to package this radio station,
right,
and give some advice to this radio station on what they should do to sort of improve their image or their etiquette towards people based on just the general knowledge of what you've heard today or what you've seen. Yeah, what you've seen today. What would you say?
Well, to start with, as I did come into the building, the two people that I did meet were friendly. They were polite. But I think there's a lot to do with corporate image that is not just it's not just a service that you offer. How do people see your office when they walk into the office? Is it appealing? Does it look like somewhere where they will feel, comfortable? Is it conducive? Every company has an opportunity to improve. Okay, no matter how good you think you are now, there's always an opportunity to improve. And all you need to do is make sure that the staff who work for you are projecting the image and the objectives of that organization all in one. Okay, for me, Inspiration FM is a great channel. It's a great station.
Thank you.
I love listening to it. Of course, like I say, it's got to do with the people. I would say invest in your people.
All right.
That's my
so I'm thinking on a scale of 1 to 10, probably a 6 or a 7.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But then you would give, I don't know, a higher grade just because of some additional things. For instance, if there was maybe tea or coffee at the reception.
Not necessarily.
Right? Okay.
Not necessarily.
What adds the stars?
The stars are, for example, I told the gentleman at the desk who I wanted to see. He was polite enough to say, okay, just sit here, wait for her, she's coming. Okay, nobody saw me after that.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
I was left in limbo. But there's nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, I knew I was sitting down waiting for you to come, and you did eventually come.
Okay.
But I think it's got more to do with the people I saw walking around who I knew were working here.
Yes.
I mean,
they didn't greet you or acknowledge your presence, basically, right? Okay.
Yes.
So that would have added a star.
Absolutely.
If everyone acknowledged your presence, said good morning. I'm always telling them that in the meetings. They don't hear me.
That's one of the key things. And it makes all the difference. And I say small detail will create that big impact. That's what etiquette is all about.
Thank you so much. All right, then we will be taking your questions via Twitter. Please tweet at Naija Women in Biz. That's Naija Women in BIZ on Twitter. And if you have a question for our lovely lady in the studio, her name is Mrs. Janet Adetu. And she is the CEO of her own certified corporate image and professional business etiquette consortium. Tongue twister there. Whew. I made it. Okay, so I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you so much for coming.
You're most welcome.
You said you are a chartered accountant.
Yes.
I know it's not just something that happens overnight. It must have taken a lot to get to where you were. You mentioned 2 really big companies that you worked as well. That must have been very time consuming.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm thinking, sorry to cut you. I'm thinking about how it must have affected your, family, growing a family as a young woman who is career driven. Just for ladies out there who are probably, almost in the same shoes that you were then, what advice you would give them? Why did you go into business?
It's interesting because I am a go-getter. I do believe in striving for success and never giving up. I did a BSc economics degree first.
Okay.
And I actually did my MBA and my certified chartered accountancy exams all at the same time.
Wow.
With 3 kids all under the age of 5.
Wow.
So I was determined to make it happen.
Wow.
It's interesting because I knew I wanted to achieve something. It was difficult because I had 3 children, but I knew that I wanted something that I could claim as my own. I did work as an accountant for a while. Along the way, I felt that my philosophy in life had changed. I wanted to be able to give back and add value to other people's lives. Now, I was doing that for the organization I was working for, quite all right. But I wasn't seeing that I was giving enough to an individual. So I wanted to give back to an individual by adding value to their life. And I felt I could do that with what I call, my intellectual property.
Okay.
We were moving a lot at the time, moving from country to country, and I needed something that I could hold on to as my own. It's interesting, I stumbled across it because a lot of people actually told me that I did my things differently, I entertained differently.
Wow.
I was gracious in some of the things I did. I say that with all humility.
Was that the sign? Was that
I believe
the
that
sign?
was the sign. People, because I wanted something, like I said, to add value to other people's lives. And I will say this, when I was 7, back in the UK, my teacher told my parents that I was going to be a teacher.
Really?
And I went ahead and I became a chartered accountant. So I thought, oh, that's gone out of the window. Okay. But, you know, several years down the line, it's come back to me because as a trainer and as a consultant, I am teaching. So I think it was destined. I knew I wanted to do something that was great, that had a corporate feel to it. And it was when people told me that I did things the way I did them. I had no idea, by the way.
Of course.
And then I went and I started looking up protocol, the way to do things, before I actually stumbled across the word etiquette. And eventually I realized you could be certified in this. And I went to 5 places.
To get certified?
Yes.
5?
3 in the United States.
Wow.
1 in the United Kingdom and 1 in Canada.
Okay. Wow. You the first
so my
thing is
advice out there, really, to answer your question, Titi, is to say, never give up. Don't say because you are married and you have children that you can't make it in life. And you're never too old to learn anything. You can even start now, even if your children are grown up. I think it's time to make sure that you do something that you can set the pace for your generation and leave a legacy that is fulfilling to you and adds value to other people's lives. So go out there and claim your dream, run with your dream, and execute your dream.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Janet Adetu here.
Welcome.
And honestly speaking, there's just so much I could still ask you, but I have to go towards the negatives now. I have to ask, because we've made it sound so rosy and so easy and sweet, and you know, and the truth is that journey was not overnight. What you've been through to get to where you are was not easy. So telling people to go for their dream, it's as they say, easier said than done. Could you give me just 2 of the main challenges you had? Main challenges starting the business.
Well, the first challenge I definitely had was, one of the challenges women don't understand is believing in yourself.
Okay.
So I knew I could do it, but I needed to take that bold step. So taking that bold step was a challenge. Can I go for it? Will I go for it? And then I said, yes, I will go for it.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, the finances. Where will I start? How do I start? What do I need in terms of finances? Do I open a business or do I start working from home? That was something I really needed to consider when starting the business. And I knew that I couldn't start from home if I wanted to be taken seriously. Okay. So I needed to get the finances to open an office.
Okay.
And what else can I say? Again, it was the fact that we were moving a lot.
Okay.
As expatriates, we were moving from one place to another. The challenge was, if I open an office now, will I have to close it and start again? But I've overcome all of that, and I'm grateful. I'm,
in awe of you, honestly. Thank you so much for coming to the studio. I've been seeing some people calling in. I apologize for not picking the phones up on time for you. Please try again. 012773923 01632 0923 and 01631 0923. Who's on the line? Good morning. What's your name, please?
Okay. My name is Jupe, and I worked with Janet over 20, 30 years ago. And all she said about herself are genuinely true. But my question today is, has she put down all this in a book for others to benefit from?
Wow,
thank you so much for that question. God bless you.
Wow, Dupe, I wish I could place a face to your name. Thank you so much. As a biography, I haven't done that. But in terms of what I did do a book called Etiquette Strategies for Everyday Living. I have an audio CD, which also is about the dynamics of etiquette, and I'm coming out with a new book called Etiquette Code of Distinction.
That's amazing. Where's the bell? I think I need to have those books on the book club.
I would love to
Fridays.
meet you again, by the way.
Honestly speaking, that's a fantastic thing. You have 2 books, one audiobook and 2 books in the works. Or were they already available?
Audio CD is available, yes.
Wow.
And the next book I'm doing will be out very soon.
This, I guess, is an aid to help you with your job. Do you, should I say, prescribe them to the people you're helping?
When I do the training, you know, as adults, sometimes you do the training and there and then when you leave the training, you tend to forget. But this is like a resource that you can always go back to and refer to in terms of whatever you have been taught earlier or whatever you know.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear us? Hello? Good morning. Please take down the volume of your radio set. Oh, dear me. Please try again. Hello? Hello? Good morning.
Yeah, this is Hope calling from Magudu.
Welcome. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a question.
Go ahead.
I want to know, I have an idea of a business, fashion designing.
Okay. Yes, I can. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I have an idea of a business, but I don't have the finances for a shop to get a space. Then I have a problem with an accommodation too, where I stay. I cannot do from home. So I want to know, can I do a complimentary card to save them from home?
When you say complimentary, what do you mean?
As a card, you know, I send a card, maybe a flyer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Completely understood.
Where I can sew from home.
What is the business idea?
I'm a fashion designer by profession.
Okay, fantastic. All right, thank you so much for your question. Go ahead.
Absolutely. As a fashion designer, that's your talent. And you can take your talent with you anywhere you go. Most certainly make a business card and a flyer to let people know what you do. And I do know a lot of fantastic and successful fashion designers who generally operate from home. And as a matter of fact, they're doing so well. It's not about where you are. It's about your skill and your talent. And people will come and meet you anywhere. So you don't necessarily have to have a shop to start with. You can have a shop once you've probably created a clientele base and people know you. And that shop will generally be for showroom, actually. It will just to showcase your clothes. But in terms of creating an awareness about what you do, you can start from where you are. And yes, flyers and a business card will certainly sell your skills wherever you are, even when you're not there.
All right, you're still on to Naija Women in Business. We'll be rounding off soon. Let's see if we can take another call. Hello. Good morning. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's your name?
Women?
Welcome to the Inspiration Neighborhood.
Yes, thanks. Okay, I just want to ask, is it like finishing school?
Okay.
Oh, yes. That's another way.
All right, Boomy Cake.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's an aspect. We have a finishing school that is an aspect of some of the services that we do offer to ladies and gentlemen, as well as youths.
Wow.
And the finishing school will cover so many things. You'll be amazed at what you don't know. Because I tell people all the time, etiquette is a great, powerful tool. It's fluid. It's for all of us. It's current. It's not old-fashioned like people tend to think it is. You know, it's something that we all need. It's a practical tool. I tell people that everyone should have a manners toolkit, and you bring out your tools from that toolbox as and when you require them, as and when you need them to be successful. So finishing school is that added touch that you need to be successful in life.
All right. I'm liking that. I got a tweet here. It says, etiquette question. Is it right to wear sleeveless gowns or blouses to meetings and conferences?
I'm going to say an absolute no to that because there is a dress code in business. You can either be formally or officially dressed. Business dress, and that means you should be wearing long sleeves at all times. You should always wear a long sleeve to any meeting, even if your dress is short sleeved. There's also other categories of business dressing which are business casual. And even at that, business casual still requires that you wear long sleeves. Okay, you might not wear a jacket, but you do need to wear long sleeves. And even if you are in the office, let's say it's a casual day and you are sleeveless, the moment you are called into a meeting. And you have to meet a client, just pop on that jacket, because it makes you look more authoritative. It makes you look like you know what you're talking about. It makes you be taken as a serious person. And we have to make sure that we distinguish between our personal dressing and our professional dressing. So long sleeves, absolutely yes. No sleeves at all, no, not at all. Right. So let's take that into consideration.
Thank you so much. I actually was looking at that question with a question. I didn't know whether you would be able to deal with things like that, but it seems like something you've had to deal with before.
Oh, absolutely. I talk about it in professional image.
All right. Hello. Yes, you're the final call for this morning. Welcome to the Inspiration Neighborhood. What's your name? Oh dear, that line sounds terrible. Oh dear me. Couldn't catch that call. I don't know what was up with the line, but I have a feeling she had a really interesting question for us. We've been speaking with our Naija Woman in Business for this morning. Her name is Mrs. Janet Adetu. She is CEO of her own certified corporate image and professional business etiquette consortium. And I'm very pleased to meet you. And honestly, from the way the lady spoke about knowing you from a while back.
That's interesting.
Honestly, I would love to see your books as well. Hopefully we can have them on the book club on Fridays.
Oh, great.
Yes, there's a book club on Friday. So
good.
Hopefully we can have them in the next few weeks maybe.
Oh, fantastic.
All right.
Definitely, I'll get that through to you.
Okay, so you would be coming on air as an author. You wouldn't be coming on as a businesswoman
That's
this
right.
time.
Okay, good.
But it's really amazing to meet someone like you. I haven't met anyone that's into etiquette. Really
interesting.
I haven't, and it's a fresh one for me. I'm really glad to hear that family wasn't a hindrance, because a lot of women do talk about that. But then some people say that their decision to go into the business was because of family. So that's my final question to you. What was the reason you went into business? Was it because you wanted more time for your family, or it was because you were just purpose driven?
I have to say I was certainly purpose-driven. And I have a husband who's extremely supportive. And he said, go for it, because he also believes in what I do. My children also too, even though they are grown up, they also support me every day as well. They ask me to give them tips as well. So support, yes. Career-driven, yes. At the same time, it does give me time for my family, because it's my business and the time is mine. I can actually choose. But interestingly enough, I have to let ladies know that once you do start your own business, you'll find yourself much more busier than if you're working for someone else. Absolutely. Because you want it to work, you want it to succeed. You find yourself doing more hours. I do find myself doing more hours. Because there's a lot on my mind and I really want to get it done.
All right. Thank you so much for coming to the Inspiration Neighborhood. If you would like to be a Naija Woman in Business, all you have to do is send an email to naijawomeninbusiness@gmail.com. naijawomeninbusiness@gmail.com. Anything you would like to say, rounding off?
Oh, great. Like I said, with women, it's very important that you carry your image very well, carry your social graces well. As women, it's tougher out there. You have to do a lot more than what a man would do to succeed. And it is all about your image and your social graces. So don't take that for granted. And my final word would be to say that for every woman, etiquette, and every man, by the way, etiquette is a valuable asset to have. It costs nothing to acquire, but you can lose millions if you don't have it.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Janet Adetu, our Naija Woman in Business
You're
for
most
this
welcome.
morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Titi. Great to have you.
I have a quick announcement here for you. JSK Etiquette Consortium is a corporate business etiquette training and image consulting firm. We train in professional protocol, image and leadership skills. We offer an array of courses that will boost your image, sharpen your communication skills, improve your level of confidence, self-esteem, social graces, and professional presence. We create your panache advantage. For more details, contact us on 081-318-38380 or 081-318-38390. You can email info@etiquetteconsortium.com or tweet at Janet at JSK Etiquette. Like us on Facebook at JSK Etiquette and Image Training. Once again, a brief announcement here for you. JSK Etiquette Consortium is a corporate business etiquette training and image consulting firm. We train in professional protocol, image and leadership skills. We offer an array of courses that will boost your image, sharpen your communication skills, improve your level of confidence, self-esteem, social graces, and professional presence. We create your panache advantage. For more details, contact us on 0813 183 8380 or 0813 183 8390. You can email info@etiquetteconsortium.com or tweet at Janet at JSK Etiquette. Like us on Facebook at JSK Etiquette and Image Training. Thank you.